Right, so hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and I'm coming in with some very fresh news actually regarding the RTX 5080 Super, and this being the potential specs have actually leaked. So we're getting this information by the well-known website VideoCardZ, and it's coming from user Copite7Kimi. I'm so sorry if I pronounced this wrong, but essentially what the leak claims is that the RTX 5080 Super will have an increased VRAM capacity from the original 16 gigabytes present in the RTX 5080 to an increased 24 gigabytes of VRAM, which is amazing to see, especially with modern video games pushing that 16 gigabyte boundary. So that's great to see, and it certainly helps the longevity of the GPU, and it certainly makes sure that the GPU will age much better than the original RTX 5080. However, what's really interesting about this is, besides the fact that it's using the same die, which is pretty common as we have seen with the RTX 4080 and 4080 Super, unlike the previous generation, however, they're sticking with the same CUDA core count, which is 10,752 CUDA cores, which is the same as the RTX 5080, obviously, as I've just stated, which is very odd, and normally this would suggest no performance increase. However, they're doing something interesting, which is increasing the watt count by at least 40 watts, which suggests that the RTX 5080 Super will be pulling over 400 watts in comparison to the RTX 5080, which may suggest slightly higher performance increases, maybe like single digit performance like we've seen with the RTX 4080 Super in comparison to the RTX 4080. And even with that, we had seen an increase of CUDA core counts from the original 4080, which was using the AD103 die that was cut down to 9,728 CUDA cores. However, the 4080 Super was using a so-called perfect cut of that die, and therefore increasing the CUDA core counts by 5.3%, and this leading to around 10,240 CUDA cores, of which has led to a roughly 3% performance increase. However, now that the 5080 Super is in effect maintaining the same core count, I really find it interesting to see if there will be any performance increase, and it will be even more intriguing to see how much the price will be, as we all know that the RTX 5090 costs around $2,000 or £890. So there's nearly like $1,000 or nearly £1,000 gap between the 5080 and the 4090. So I'm wondering if they're gonna price the 5080 around 1.5k just to hit that middle ground, and if they do that, the value will be horrendously bad. And I think it will be very interesting to see how all the reviewers and overall the tech media is gonna go about reviewing that product, assuming that this is the price that they'll go for. This is just speculation. I have no idea what they'll price this thing as. All I know is that it's the same core count, 8 gigabytes of VRAM increase, which is amazing, and this is leading to also higher bandwidth as well. So I'm assuming that what they're going to be doing is, I think it says this in the article as well, that they're going to be using 3 gigabyte chips instead of the 2, which is, yeah, you can see it here. So they'll be using 3 gigabyte GDDR7 modules, just like the RTX 5090. It will also feature 32 Gbps memory, which is, you know, the fastest spec to date apparently, and we can see this here. So yeah, no, pretty good in terms of the memory bandwidth and the speed and specifically, but the performance would be the interesting part, because the 5080 already wasn't that impressive. I mean, it was like 10% faster than the 4080, so maybe they're just trying to, you know, just power through basically the limitations of the original card, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's basically the news I've got today. I thought it's quite interesting to talk about and discuss it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think and whether or not you think this will be, you know, a meaningful jump from the normal 5080 to be worthy of the, you know, Super name, or previously TI. Or maybe they might even bring RTX 5080 Super TI or something, who knows. That would be interesting to see. But you know, yeah, this generation is turning out to be pretty disappointing. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you think this would be a meaningful essentially jump from the normal 5080, or would you still go for the standard 5080 if you were considering to, you know, buy one of those GPUs? So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you didn't, a dislike. And yeah, consider hitting the like button, as you'll be helping build a community with people who enjoy discussing anything video game or tech related. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.